The time is 7 am. This is the Panvel ST bus stand and I'm here to catch a bus to Diveagar, a beautiful beach destination in the Konkan. Our bus was supposed to arrive at 7:15 but it finally came at 8:20. That's ST bus for you, an hour late. If you go south of Mumbai, you will come across a lot of beaches starting from Alibag to Vengurla. This is the Konkan coast and Diveagar is situated in this stretch below Alibag, Kashid and Morud. The nearest railway station is Mangaon, which is around 50 kilometers away from the Diveagar beach. Only few trains stop here and once you get down, you can catch an ST bus to reach Diveagar. The bus depot is just a kilometer away from the railway station. Mangaon is a town, so you can also hire a taxi to go to Diveagar. We decided to go by an ST bus from Mumbai itself as it seems more comfortable. Now, there is only one direct bus to Diveagar and that's from Kalyan. The route is Kalyan, Dombivli, Panvel and off to Diveagar. But near Diveagar, there is a town called Borli which is only 2-3 kilometers away and you can get a lot more buses to this place. There are two routes that you can get direct buses to Borli from. One is from Nalasopara, Thane, Kalwa, Nerul and Panvel and the other route is from Dadar, Sayan, Kurla, Mankhurd, Vashi, Nerul, Belapur and Panvel. You can book the tickets online from the MSRTC website and reserve your favorite seats like we did. I have mentioned the link in the description below. The other ways to reach Diveagar is by a direct taxi or better a private vehicle. Our bus left the Panvel depot by 8:30 and reached Borli by 12 pm. That's 3.5 hours. Although our bus was a direct bus to Diveagar, we got down at Borli to explore a bit and then took a rickshaw to Diveagar. Borli is a main market area, so if you have to buy any medicines, clothes, alcohol, etc., you will have to come here. From Borli to Diveagar, they will charge you around 150 rupees in an auto rickshaw, and from Diveagar to Borli, it's only 100 rupees. I don't know why the difference is. We hadn't booked a stay in advance, so we had to walk around to find accommodation. After walking around for a while, we finally settled with the MH12 resort.
The property is a basic one, the rooms are good and the backside area is beautiful. They have a restaurant here where you can have all your meals. Let's have a quick room tour.
So this is the room tour of new MH12 resort. It's a nice background for the bed. It's a full-size mirror over here, a side table, and this is the bed. Here you have the TV with set-top box. It's also kept in a nice frame. Here you have another side table and a nice piece of art over here with a light. And this is the toilet, which is pretty good, and the flooring is the highlight because you can easily clean your feet if you're coming from the beach. So that's it. You have the basin over here. So that's the room tour.
After settling down and having some rest, we did the first thing that most of us at a beach destination will do: visit the beach, Diveagar Beach. The beach was just 700 meters away from our hotel. As Diveagar is a thin strip of land, the beach will be closer no matter whichever stay you book. Diveagar Beach is a 4-kilometer long black sand beach with more than 10 entry points. It's super scenic, especially during the sunset. The view was simply beautiful, magnificent, fantastic, surreal, mesmerizing, delightful, ravishing, gorgeous, stunning, heavenly. That's all the words ChatGPT gave me. You have water sports here, especially jet ski and banana boat rides. On the beach, you have camel rides, horse rides and quad bike rides. Damn noisy though. Banana boat ride starts at 300 rupees, quad bike at 200 and boat rides at 300 rupees. The waves here are pretty soft and the water level too is not that deep as it's a flat beach. You can easily venture into the sea and have fun. Watching the sunset here was really an experience. I had kept my GoPro to shoot the golden orange waters, but then a small wave came and turned around the world of my GoPro. Silly boy. One of the best things to do around a beach is to sit in the small eateries besides the beach and have some hot snacks. In the local setup, we had a plate of hot Maggi and burji with bread. We then headed back to our hotel to take some rest. Dinner had to be a fish thali as we were in Konkan and entire Konkan coast is famous for fish. We scouted around a bit and then found this beautiful local place to have our thali. The restaurant is attached to a traditional house and really has this authentic feel. The fish is literally fried in front of you, making it more tastier. We had the surmai thali which was for 380 rupees and had 3 pieces of surmai. After the dinner, we spoke to the owner a bit and left. The name of this restaurant is Ekvira Khanwal and is Gharguti Bhojanalay, basically where we get homemade meals. I would definitely recommend this place. Next morning, the plan was to see the huge flock of seagulls at the north end of the Diveagar Beach. So we started early and had a local breakfast, ghavane and chutney from a thela beside the beach, and then started the long beach walk of almost 1.5 kilometers as the spot where the seagulls assemble is to an extreme end. You can also hire the quad bike to come to this point, which will cost you 500 rupees. If you are planning to come here by foot, then come early as you will have to walk in the hot sun if you're late. We saw several starfishes on the way, all dead. The surface of the beach changes completely as you reach close to the end and it can be a good place to click some beautiful pictures. Finally, we reached near the huge flock of seagulls and there were literally thousands of them. We didn't go much closer as one of the locals had said that seagulls can get aggressive if we go closer, and also the whole beach was filled with seagull shit. But yeah, this is one of the things you should do when in Diveagar. After the seagull visit, we walked around a bit in the lanes of Diveagar to check few stay options. Apparently you have plenty of stay options here and you can find decent stay options between 1500 to 3500 rupees. Most of the hotels here are not like the proper ones you find in the cities, but it feels like a big house. After walking a lot under the sun, I was thirsty. Since there is no bar in Diveagar, we had to go to Borli, which is more than 4 kilometers away from the north of Diveagar, but only 2 kilometers away from the south of Diveagar. Since most of the stays are in the middle or towards the north of Diveagar, you will have to choose a 4-kilometer path and you will get rickshaws from Shivaji Chowk. Rickshaws are not that often found here, so you might have to wait for some time to get a ride. Borli market is hardly 10 minutes away from Diveagar. On the way to Borli too, there is a bar which is closer to Diveagar and can be an option if you have a private vehicle, as it can be difficult to get a rickshaw while coming back. There are only 2 bars in Borli and we went to the Vaibhav bar. Though the name board says family, it definitely doesn't seem so. The setup feels like a makeshift arrangement in an under construction building and has a little shady feel to it, but it was safe. We had a beer, masala papad and chicken chili. The food is okay and the quantity is good. Price is very economical. We were supposed to leave today, but since I had an interview at 4 p.m. and traveling back home will take at least 5 to 6 hours, we extended for another day. After the interview at 4, we just sat at the backyard of the hotel with an old monk and spent hours there till it was getting dark. It's a nice place to sit and spend some time. Name of the hotel is New MS12 Resort. At dusk, we ventured to the beach to have misal pav and to experience the Diveagar Beach at night. Even post 7 p.m, the small eateries near the beach were open and we settled down in one of them. It was pretty dark even though we had a street light at the entrance of the beach. We could hardly see anything on the beach, so we didn't stay there for long and came back to our hotel. It was now time to search for a new place for dinner. We settled upon this restaurant called Swad Gharcha Khanwal, which again had homemade food. Since we had surmai yesterday, we went with prawns thali today, which cost 300 rupees, and the food was really amazing. Almost all the restaurants will be closed by 9:30, so make sure to have an early dinner. Next morning, we set out to explore the old houses of Diveagar. There are plenty of them. You will come across traditional houses and old shops. They will definitely take you back in time. We then headed to explore the area around the tidal inlet at the north of Diveagar, right next to where the seagulls assemble. Even on a weekday, the beach was starting to get crowded. You will have to walk more than a kilometer to reach near the tidal inlet like we did yesterday. And as I said, you can also hire a quad bike to reach the north end for 500 rupees for 2 people. It was high tide and the seagulls were on the other side of the tidal inlet. By the way, tidal inlet is the area where the sea waters enters the land during high tide and forms a water body which resembles a creek called as Tidal Creek. The area near the tidal inlet towards the tidal creek is pretty isolated, and you can have a short picnic here or just sit around and pass time. There was literally no one around. We had a bus to catch, that too from Borley at 11:30 am, and hence we couldn't spend much time here. We bid our goodbyes to the dead star fishes and made our way to the hotel. On the way, my stomach reminded me that I didn't have breakfast, so we stopped at a small eatery near the beach for a plate of ghamani. We then again made our way to the hotel. It feels so refreshing to walk under the coconut trees in the green alleys of Diveagar. The best thing about Diveagar is that it has still maintained the village feel, even though you have plenty of tourists coming here every day. That's not an easy thing to achieve. After reaching the hotel, we packed and left ASAP as we were getting late. Thankfully, we got a rig just below the hotel, which saved our time, or else you would have had to walk to Shivaji Chowk to get a rig to Borley. We reached the bus stop before time, but through the locals we came to know that the 11:30 am bus is usually late by an hour. So we waited it out with a glass of beer. The bar had a proper view of the road, so we could see if the bus had arrived or not and leave accordingly. Like the locals said, around 12:30 pm the bus was here and we climbed to our berths and settled down. It was a seating cum sleeper bus and the sleeper ticket was for 296 rupees. As compared to the private tourist buses, this was not that clean and there were no partition curtains. But for a 4-5 hour journey, it's better to lie down and go than sitting for the whole while. So that was about my days in Diveagar. It's a beautiful place to take a break and relax for 2-3 days. As I said, it hasn't been that affected by tourism yet and still has its charm, even though plenty of tourists visit this place on a daily basis. A lot of places are now ruined due to over-tourism and has completely lost its authentic self. Thankfully, Diveagar hasn't yet and I hope it never does. Please be a responsible tourist while traveling to such places as you are visiting someone's homeland. Around 5 we reached Panvel and that was the end of my trip. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, do subscribe and share it among your friends. Click on the links which you see on the screen to check out my other videos. And yeah, happy Diwali.